who plays with chat in the center of their screen. There's tons of things you can do in League of Legends to get an advantage over your enemies, from assistant apps that show when wards will expire, when jungle camps will spawn, time summoner spell cooldowns for you, and even tell you when you're likely to get ganked.
Their mid laner might be roaming right now!
And the jury is split between people who are actively against using anything like this on the grounds that cheating in video games prints you fast pass tickets to hell in the afterlife, and then there's the rest of us who have sold our moral compasses a long time ago to help fund our monthly subscriptions to other things like seeing the knockers that our favorite rapper is rocking. I'm in the second group. But what if there were things built straight into League of Legends, created by Riot themselves, that give players a massive advantage and Riot will never do anything about it because it would cost them some of their juicy profits? I'll show you what I mean. Certain skins in this game give players enormous advantages through things like deceptive inaccurate hitboxes, hard to see abilities, and other glitches. Some of these advantages are so drastic that Riot has actually banned some skins from pro play and competitive tournaments, and while they are more quiet than a fart in a fan factory about which particular skins these are, leaks from competitive servers allowed losers like me to find out exactly who is banned and why. So today I'm going to show you 2 of my favorite skins to use and how having these subtle advantages helps me pop off. But I'm guessing 99% of you are like me in that you aren't in the League Partner program, you don't make jack shit off YouTube's ad revenue, and the thought of giving Riot Games your own money makes you dry heave when that money could be going toward a single gallon of gas, which is where Buff comes in. Buff is a way where you can earn free skins just by playing League of Legends and your other favorite games. It's a free app supported by Overwolf that runs in the background while you play, taking up virtually none of your computer resources while earning you points for simply playing the game and completing challenges. Once you have enough points, you can redeem them for a metric piss load of different prizes like RP gift cards. Now, I've talked about Buff in the past, and really the only negative feedback I've ever seen is that these RP rewards are often out of stock, so I took it straight to the Buff boss and got confirmation that they are working with Riot now, which sounds like torture to be frank, but they are increasing the amounts of RP they offer in the coming months with new inventory coming in stock every day now. And here is proof from my own Buff account just now that there are currently multiple RP prizes in stock for all regions and some without premium memberships required. They're constantly improving through things like their pending rebranding and giant partnerships with orgs like Energy to bring more features like clip highlights, as well as ways for users to get free skins and other rewards, so use my link in the description to try it for free today. Alright, so pay to win skin numero uno is Elderwood Bard, because apparently his Q hitbox is wider than what your eyeballs tell your brain it is, and in River it's basically like searching for a piss stream under Niagara Falls. And so right off the bat I'm like, listen up you degenerate losers who play League, we are going to invite ourselves into their neck of the woods immediately. So long story short, they oblige, and sure enough Ellen DeGeneres is shitting herself in the 3-way weeds, so I tie him to a wall, let everyone take a bite, and bam, we have a bit of a standoff. This results in a who's gonna eat the last bagel bite, but eating said bagel bite might get you killed type of situation, and leave it to a Master Yi to lead the greed train as I nab that sucker with a sound wave straight through the statue's anus, which leaves Timmy dipshit with just enough health for us to say calculated. Then, because I woke up today feeling like a douchebag, I immediately went mid instead of to my assigned cubicle, and the timing was right because the weaponized jungler was trying to slay a Pikachu, so I come and whip a bing bong at him, then watch helplessly as he commits homicide, leaving me in a bit of a pickle. But the boys in blue come up big and I leave with another totally calculated amount of health. At this point I'd assume my Kog'Maw is going full gamer rage, trying to shove a TV remote up his shithole as Ezreal tries to enter an alternative dimension where you apparently don't need brain cells, leaving both a dead walking caterpillar carcass and a cat left for me to clean up myself. I'm just happy-go-lucky on my Bing Bong collection route when I see spin tits lower than a bent-over bricklayer's jeans waistline, and I'm trying to see some butt crack, so I head into Flanky Frankiesville, throw a camera down, and then take out my notes on how to enter a barred tunnel before saying, surprise, your package has arrived and it will not be waiting for its mid laner to collect any kill participation. But leaving my ADC alone must have had him so angry he ripped his skin off, so I head down to tame the temper only to enter during an action scene, so I heal myself, then hit the fuckboy express into the back of the pack where I wave my magical conch shell at the blonde till he dies. Then I'm all like, Coggy, listen, me and the pile of fun-sized wizards will take care of Kitty, but he's all like, nah, I'd rather die for a chance of you not stealing one of the kills, and I'm like, suit yourself, dumbass, and then I take the double. And I'm over here on a damn bard support kill record pace, but some people just can't be happy for others, I guess. That said, I see the crying coked up sword lord in the area, so I show what I've been practicing for every night for the last 12 years and masturbate all by myself. Sure enough, the bait works and blonde boy actually thinks I won't clutch heal myself at the last second to survive his last finger jizzler, and everyone clap for the cog who got his first kill. And to all the haters out there saying I won't be able to do jack shit with all the kills, check out this next scene where I come in to set up Sari, who whips her cooldowns at Casper the Ghost, then gets distracted trying to pick a booger as I fend off in 1v1. I then get word that the enemy Darius thinks dressing up in his pink and purple best makes it acceptable to absolutely humiliate my Kale, so I ping the shit out of his location because I won't rest until we take down the bullies of the world, and I refuse to believe he can take down both of them. And I refuse to believe he. Well, at least we had a third in the area, and I refuse to believe she won't be able to clean. Okay, well, let the record show I gave two separate people the opportunity to get the kill before I took it myself. And considering King Spin to win was basically asking for a dessert menu after taking on three of us, I had my concerns about the viability of us fighting when he had friends over this time. But ye was all Tuco Salamanca post-meth snort, and the bad guys were doing their best Jenga block impersonation by stacking up tightly, so this one against all odds worked out in our favor. Anyways, I'm back on my grind picking up magical trash from the Rift Interstate when I get a strong feeling that Ezreal is gonna be taking dirty pics to send to Lux in the tall grass over here, so I catch him with his pants down and then unload a few midget meeps at him, telling him that walls don't apply to me either, then deciding that I should wait for backup before continuing this conversation. This would have allowed us to have some alone time with the aqua-flavored dragon. I would name him Teal Tyrael until a bloody snot rocket interrupts family time, so we pick him straight out of the nose on account of nosiness, pun intended, and then finish our time with Tyrael. There's a poem reading of the cat and the blonde brat going on mid, and as the most fed player on my team I take it upon myself to put an end to it. Side note, just because Yumi pulled the most elusive bullshit magic trick ever didn't mean I was just going to let her get adopted by a new owner freely, so I chase her down only for my biggest fear to come true, Mr. Dunkmaster Douche Canoe to come walking into Animal Friends with his adoption paperwork, so I pucker my ass, accept a Kale ult, and then make like a fart and blow this shithole while I let my teammates die. Then we have this plan where I will dig a cosmic fuckboy tunnel through this mountain and surprise slaughter a shitter, but Cog doesn't trust me or anything I build anymore, rightfully so, as he takes the scenic route to the group gangbang that I put on everyone's calendar that Logan Paul over here tried to say he had a conflict for. It's now almost 25 minutes into the game and I have the macro game sense of a silver player, so I've opted to spend my time skipping around in the enemy forest only for us to run into Guillotine Gary over here and his new stupid pet, but I have the Orb of Oblivion and a match, which means his ass is grass and we all brought lawnmowers. Oh, and the cat is gonna regret letting him adopt her, but then ye put on his league player costume by taking a perfectly good thing and finding a way to ruin it. Anyways, one last fight breaks out in the river, which is music to my ears because in the midst of a shit fest with this skin there's not a shot in hell anyone's eyeballs will be seeing my cues and the meat midgets flying out of my musical conch shell, so I end with a KDA worth framing and putting up on the mantle. Everyone point and laugh at the neglected Kog'Maw's damage, and what would a pay to win skin video be without some Project Ash? This chick, as the intro so elegantly pointed out, has the most inaccurate ult hitbox of any ability on the Rift, so I told my hubby Legolas I'd be out late and hit the town as support. This one once again followed the pattern of me wanting to have a 10-man wet t-shirt contest before the midget employees show up to work, and the general consensus here was that Pantheon had funny looking nipples and needed to be killed as a result. Then, because I'm a capital D dickhead, I took it upon myself to ruin the clowns clear and make a pit stop mid before heading to my assigned post, which was widely successful according to my standards. Then, on account of them having an aggressive early game comp and me still not knowing exactly what Aphelios and his 64 weapons do, we are getting pushed in. But luckily I don't need to read 45 pages of ability descriptions to know that this particular AF dog does stupid shit, and I was gonna make sure I would be the beneficiary of such. At this point I have the mythical impossible to miss alt as well as a large frozen pig riding woman en route, so I just aim it in the general vicinity to set up an easy kill as this dumb goth is going apeshit on me, so I flash out of there and let the rest of my co-workers deal with his tight pants pent-up aggression. And when I see him come back to work the next day knowing that he is easily flustered, I'm totally down to throw some shit at him, see if we can make him rage, which we do until he is low. Enter Pike with quite the performance, but luckily all he had to do was mark the spot with his X and we were in business. I'm now positioning worse than a French fry at the top of the bag in a fat ass's car on the way home from Wendy's, but it was all part of the plan. Muahaha, stop right there clown, now it's time for you to frown, I said in a devious voice, failing to have the social awareness that I just baited my team into a losing battle as the metal moron is now determined to make his trip this far south worth it and we are fleeing. He decides that trying to steal our blue in broad daylight in front of 3 of us is the play, so we legislate his ass as Chuckles the annoying shit bag comes in trying to blow Skittles into my asshole only to come up short, resulting in a tilted FF vote and confirmation from my end that paying to win in this case did in fact deliver on the win portion of that promise. Let me know if you want me to cover more pay to win skins and slap my subscribe button's ass if you could. Rav out.